What's going on, everyone? And we did this last year for 2024, and we're going to do it again for 2025. Here is the town of Salem to roll tier list to start in January for 2025. I know there might be another one that comes out next week. That's okay. We're just keeping things as they are, and I've played a lot of Town of Salem too in the past few days, and so I have some more opinions and changed some things around, so let's look at it. All right. We're going to go top to bottom this time. So the strongest 6 town rolls in the game and the strongest 3 coven rolls in the game, I think, are pretty well set at Marshal, Prosecutor, Seer, Jailer. I don't see that changing unless changes come to the actual rolls themselves, like if they nerf some of the town rolls. I don't see that doing any changing right now. In the A tier, we got Psychic and then Deputy. So that makes, your first 8 town rolls. And then for 3 more Coven rolls, you have Voodoo Master, Witch, and Poisoner. Then in the B tier, you got Tracker. Investigator has slotted itself into B tier. It gives town momentum, especially if the Investigator can find someone with murder and trespassing, or just even trespassing. Gives town a lot of momentum, similar to an evil psychic will or enemies on a seer will. And that's why Investigator's so up there. We also have Ritualist, who has came down, remember, from A tier now down to B tier. Medusa's up to B tier, and Hexmaster's still set to B tier. Jester is set at B tier. I might, if they don't do anything to Jester, I might put Jester back up at A tier, just in the world of a annoying Jester pretty much always gets lynched. Just because we can't allow that chaos. C tier's where things get interesting. Same with D tier. So in C tier, you got Monarch and Mare. I flipped them around. Monarch, just having that defense is useful. Crusaders dropped a little bit, just in the protecting world. Trickster's there. Oracle has now jumped up from Cleric. Oracle is being more well-roundedly used and better planned with. But I still think Trickster and Crusader are both better town protectives. Yes, I called Trickster a town protective. That's what it is. Jinx is there, Necromancer, Enchanter. Soul Collector is now solely the best APOC with its ability to frame and whatnot. And then Pirate has now made its way up to C tier. There's just pirates that are open claiming. Just straight, hey, here's my peoples. And a lot of towns just like, yeah, they're right, and go with it. I personally don't like that meta, but there's nothing in the game outside. There's nothing in the game besides like a deputy shot. And deputy's going to have to wait 3 nights in order to get that to work. In the D tier, we find Veteran, Bodyguard, Spy was up at C, is now back down to D. Vigilante, Trapper, Tavern Keeper, Coroner, Sheriff. Illusionist, Wildling, Serial Killer, Werewolf, Arsonist, Doomsayer, and Berserker is now fallen. The problem with Berserker is it doesn't have enough time to get kills, especially when it's solo. What Berserker is when it's solo is the exact same thing as Serial Killer, except when it gets 3 kills, it gives a huge banner that says, "Look at me." And then in F tier has remained pretty much the same, except we've now moved Retributionist down there, overpowered with Necromancer, even though there's more things that it can do with. Because town is so powerful, Retributionist can't do things. And most of the towns that die are ones that Retribution can't use. So that is all for this tier list, kind of going over everything at the beginning of January. I'm sure that it'll change before we launch into season 4, and I know that I'll get you another tier list once season 4 starts. That's all for me. I hope you enjoy, and we'll continue working with this and lining it up all right. Thanks for watching.